Hi everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel Dr. Srinivas Medical Concepts and my FB page Dr. Srinivas Concepts. This is Dr. Srinivas, neurologist from Andhra Pradesh, India. I am also the medical author of the book Focused Neurology. Today we are going to talk about a very interesting and clinical topic, the syncope. The simplified approach to syncope. What is syncope? Syncope is a transient. Syncope is a transient loss of consciousness due to an acute global impairment of cerebral blood flow. So it's a transient loss of consciousness due to the global impairment of cerebral blood flow, usually less than 5 minutes, and followed by a good recovery. So this is syncope. So syncope is a transient loss of consciousness. So what are the types of syncope? There are basically 3 types of syncope. The commonest syncope which we see is known as the vasovagal syncope, or otherwise known as the neurally mediated syncope. The second is the orthostatic hypotension, and the third is the cardiac syncope. So the commonest is the vasovagal syncope. The other syncope type we see is the orthostatic hypotension, and the third is the cardiac syncope. And what are all the mechanisms? The mechanisms of the vasovagal syncope or the neural mediated syncope and the orthostatic hypotension are almost similar. They are because of the impairment of the cardiovascular reflexes. So the vasovagal syncope or the neural mediated syncope, the mechanism is the transient change in the reflexes which are responsible for the maintenance of the cardiovascular homeostasis. So it's a transient change in the cardiovascular reflexes is the vasovagal syncope. For orthostatic hypotension, it is also again a change in the cardiovascular reflexes, but this is on a chronic basis. So the mechanism for orthostatic hypotension is because of autonomic failure. The autonomic failure impairs the cardiovascular reflexes, but on a chronic basis. So this is on a transient basis or an acute basis. This is on a chronic basis. And cardiac syncope, the mechanism is because of the structural causes of heart or physiological or electrical disturbances of the heart in the form of arrhythmias. Whatever may be the mechanism, whether it is a vasovagal syncope or orthostatic hypotension or cardiac syncope, the primary mechanism is impairment of the cerebral blood flow, resulting in a transient loss of consciousness. So the mechanism of all the 3 types of syncope, the final outcome is an impairment of the global cerebral blood flow, resulting in a transient loss of consciousness. Right. So these are the types of syncope, and this is the basic definition of syncope. But to understand syncope, we need to understand the pathophysiology. Most of the causes of syncope are because of standing. Standing is a physiological stress response. When we stand, there is an accumulation of about 500 to 1000 ml of the blood in the lower extremities or in the splanchnic circulation. Because of the accumulation of the blood in the lower extremities and the splanchnic circulation, there is a decreased venous return to the heart. And when there is a decreased venous return to the heart and a reduced ventricular filling, it causes a diminished cardiac output and a decrease in blood pressure. So decrease in cardiac output and a decrease in blood pressure. This is a physiological stress response because of standing. So the outcome is a decreased blood pressure and a decreased cardiac output. When there is a decreased blood pressure and decreased cardiac output, the baroreceptors in the carotid artery and aortic arch are stimulated by the glossopharyngeal and the vagus nerves as a normal compensatory mechanism. So when the glossopharyngeal nerve and the vagus nerves get stimulated from the baroreceptors of the carotid arteries and the aortic arch, what happens is that there is an increase in sympathetic output causing an increase in blood pressure and a decrease in the vagal system causing tachycardia. So there is an increase in blood pressure and increase in the heart rate. These all steps take place when we stand. This is also similar to the baroreflex, the reflex which actually makes all these things to happen. So when there is a decreased blood pressure, the baroreflex, when there is a decreased blood pressure, there is an unloading of the baroreceptors, which results in the stimulation of the afferents of the 9th and 10th nerves, which are situated in the carotid arteries and the aortic arches, which causes an increased sympathetic outflow, increasing the blood pressure and decreasing the parasympathetic outflow, causing tachycardia. Right. This is the normal mechanism. But in persons with orthostatic hypotension or vasovagal syncope, the neurally mediated syncope, these compensatory mechanisms fail. So when the blood pressure is lowered, the compensatory mechanisms tries to increase the blood pressure and increase the heart rate. But when these measures fail, especially in the vasovagal syncope, so instead of vasoconstriction and causing the blood pressure to get elevated, there is vasodilatation. Instead of tachycardia, there is bradycardia. So these are the two main clinical manifestations of syncope, especially vasovagal syncope. There is vasodilatation and bradycardia, which results in hypotension and a decreased heart rate. So vasodilatation and bradycardia are the key features of syncope. So now let's see what are all the differences of these three types of syncope, that is the vasovagal syncope, orthostatic hypotension and cardiac syncope. First, let's see the triggers. What are the triggering factors? The triggering factors for vasovagal syncope are prolonged standing. Even we might have seen in our medical programs also, especially during the first clinical year, when medical students stand for a long time, they feel giddy and they start falling down. That is syncope, vasovagal syncope. Prolonged standing, as I said, is a physiological stress response. There is a pooling of blood about 500 to 1000 ml in the lower extremities as splanchnic circulation, decreased venous return, and the compensatory reflexes fail and they develop vasovagal syncope. So first, the most common triggering factor is prolonged standing, emotional stress response, fear, or the sight of the blood, or a decreased venous return, as I said, when we stand for a long time, and carotid sinus hypersensitivity. These are all the important triggering factors for vasovagal syncope. And the triggering factors for orthostatic hypertension, as I said, is autonomic impairment. It could be a peripheral autonomic impairment like diabetic mellitus and causing diabetic neuropathy, or a central autonomic impairment like Parkinsonian syndromes, or it could be drug induced like alpha blockers. So these are the important triggering factors for orthostatic hypotension. The triggering factors for cardiac syncope are structural causes affecting the cardiac output or arrhythmias. So these are all the triggering factors for these three types of syncope. How do we evaluate these three types of syncope? For vasovagal syncope, it is when it is due to carotid sinus hypersensitivity, we cautiously, because it can cause sometimes disastrous results, so we have to cautiously massage the carotid artery, carotid sinus, to see the results. The evaluation of orthostatic hypotension is by checking the blood pressure while lying supine and when he gets up. So when we check up the blood pressure on supine, then we ask him to stand, and after 3 minutes again we check the blood pressure. Generally there is a fall in blood pressure, systolic and diastolic, but the fall is less than 20 systolic, less than 10 diastolic because of the cardiovascular reflexes. As I said, the cardiovascular receptors, the carotid artery receptors, cardiovascular reflex because of the carotid artery receptors and the aortic arch receptors 9th and 10th now, there's an increase in blood pressure and the heart rate. But in orthostatic hypotension, these cardiovascular reflexes are impaired on a chronic basis because of autonomic failure. So one of the important causes for orthostatic hypotension is autonomic failure, either due to central diabetes mellitus or peripheral cause, due to peripheral cause like diabetes mellitus or a central cause like Parkinsonian syndromes. So when we call as postural hypotension, when we change the posture from lying to standing, we check the blood pressure. We check the blood pressure on lying down, we check the blood pressure on standing up. If the fall of systolic is more than 20 and diastolic more than 10 after 3 minutes of standing, then we think it is postural hypotension and the person is suffering from orthostatic hypotension due to autonomic impairment. And the evaluation of cardiac syncope is by checking out on the ECG and echo. The treatment of vasovagal syncope consists of reassurance, because it is nothing to worry, a very common feint, nothing to worry at all. So reassurance and avoidance of provoking factors like standing in a crowd or prolonged standing or trying to avoid frightening situations like looking at the blood. And we then try to increase the plasma volume by giving fluids and salt. If all these measures fail, we give a mineralocorticoid fludrocortisone about 0.01 milligram. For orthostatic hypotension, because of the changes in the blood pressure, because of postural changes, we ask the person to get up very slowly from supine to standing up. The person has to get up very slowly from supine to standing up. And we try to remove the medications which may be the cause for the orthostatic hypotension, like alpha blockers. So we ask them to stop taking the medications and replace it by other medications, example alpha blockers. And if it doesn't subside, again we can give fludrocortisone. For cardiac syncope, it is because of structural causes. So we intervene, cardiac intervention. We get the help of a cardiologist for structural cause, and if it is arrhythmias, we give anti-arrhythmic drugs. So these are the 3 important causes of syncope. So what are the important points? What are the take-home messages? Syncope is a transient, I repeat, it is a transient loss of consciousness, usually nothing to worry about, because most common causes vasovagal syncope usually lasting less than 5 minutes with a good recovery. The 3 most common causes of syncope are the vasovagal syncope or the neurally mediated syncope, orthostatic hypotension and the cardiac syncope. Vasovagal syncope is the most common type of syncope and most benign type, nothing to worry at all. Reassurance and avoidance of the triggering and precipitating factors. But cardiac syncope could be dangerous, leading on to morbidity and sometimes mortality. So we have to evaluate properly ECG and echo, and if necessary get a cardiologist consultation for evaluation and treatment. And the orthostatic hypotension and vasovagal syncope, the mechanisms are almost similar. Impairment of the cardiovascular reflexes. But vasovagal syncope, the impairment of cardiovascular reflexes is transient. But for orthostatic hypotension, it is the impairment of the cardiovascular reflexes on a chronic basis due to autonomic failure. So syncope is a transient loss of consciousness due to global impairment of cerebral blood flow, usually lasting less than 5 minutes, and most of the time we need not worry about syncope because most of the time it is benign, like vasovagal syncope. I hope you have enjoyed listening to my lecture. If you have any suggestions or comments, kindly post onto my YouTube channel. But please like and subscribe my YouTube channel, Dr. Srinivas Medical Concepts, and my FB page, Dr. Srinivas Concepts. Thank you. Bye.